I'm from East Texas. Thank you. I'm from a real white trash part of East Texas, so you know, like the kind of white trash where your Sunday school teacher and your first kiss. It's usually the same person. My Aunt Carol, actually. And guys, I'm very glad she could be here tonight. Carol, stand up. So happy. You guys, give it up for Carol. Give it up for Carol. Not a great Sunday school teacher. Heck of a kisser, I will say. But I grew up real white trash for a large portion of like my childhood. You know, for the first 5 years of my life, I was raised in government apartments by a single mom in the 90s, okay? Like before parenting is what it is today. In the 90s, it was being beta tested. But whoever was off work at our apartments when my mom was working, like that's who our babysitter was. So my sister and I would wake up in the morning and there would just be a stranger smoking a cigarette on our couch, just like, you kids ever stripped copper before? And then my mom married my stepdad, and we moved into East Texas. I was raised Pentecostal. Any Pentecostals in here? No, that checks out. You guys know what Pentecostal is? No? Okay. So it's just like normal church. If everyone was on acid. Like they will just start running laps around the church in the middle of a service. Like I learned how to block for football just trying to go to the bathroom. And they speak in tongues. You guys know what that is, right? I started going to that church when I was 6 years old, okay? No one ever told me why we were doing that or what was going on. So I spent a large portion of my childhood just thinking we were Hispanic. But my real dad was in my life on and off. So I had a very unbalanced raising, you know, like I had my stepdad who's very religious, and then I had my real dad who probably has all of your social security numbers. But like my stepdad was very inspirational. To this day, like he'll call me and say stuff like, son, just trust in God. He'll always be there for you. And then my real dad will call and say stuff like, this is a collect call from the Dallas County Jail. Do you want to accept the charges? But like my dad's never really taught me anything. Like my wife, she knows how to change her own oil. My dad never taught me that, especially not my real dad. The only thing my real dad taught me was how to evade child support for 18 years. Thank you. Dad? Now you start being supportive at 37 years old? He's only behind like 120 grand in child support. So that's nothing, right? I'm not a very expensive kid. So I do like East Texas. One thing my real dad did do for me, he got me my first job, which I had a very weird job. Anybody have a weird job in their life? No? No one's ever worked at Waffle House at 2 a.m.? Who's had a weird job? Raise your hand. Okay, we're all mailmen. This is great. I had a very weird job. I worked at a baked potato restaurant. You guys want to guess what we sold at this baked potato restaurant? Somebody got it. Mac and cheese. No, we sold meth. The owner used and sold meth at this baked potato restaurant for like 15 years without getting caught. And I was 16 years old. I had no idea. But like looking back at it, like as an adult, I'm like, you know, there were some signs. You know? Like you could get a fully loaded baked potato, $12. Right, pretty reasonable. You could add bacon bits for 300. The drive-through line was just all shirtless white guys in blue jeans on a bicycle. It was like, man, these guys with scabs really love baked potatoes. It's great. Like I said earlier, I'm from a real white trash part of East Texas, from a real small country town of about 3,000 people, which is nice because half of the population is legally named Bubba. And I don't know if you guys have ever seen a Bubba out in the wild, but they're always wearing the same outfit. Overalls, Crocs with socks, which is an outfit that screams, don't check my search history. But I've got like Bubbas in my family too, and I've never once had them give me any kind of information that I needed to know. You know, they've never came up and been like, hey, Michael, here's what you want to know about Roth IRA. I've had them send me a picture of a shit they took. I didn't date a lot in East Texas either, mainly because I've always looked like this, like a youth pastor who definitely has some sexual allegations against him. You know? Like, I just look like I really want to give your kids guitar lessons. Someone laughing over here has gotten guitar lessons. I know that laugh. It's shame. That's what it is. But I didn't date a lot because, like I said, I'm from a town of 3,000 people, okay? That makes the dating pool a little bit tough. You know, you go on a couple of dates and you're like, man, we got along so well. We have so much in common. DNA, right? You got it. I love just calling out punchlines before jokes. That's great. That's great. See him if you want to know what happens at the end of every single movie. Right? I did get picked on in school as well. Thank you for asking. Because I was in like theater and band, and kids would call me gay for playing saxophone. Alto? We got alto? Oh, hell yeah, dude. Tenor saxophone. We should meet up later. But kids would call me gay for playing saxophone, which I never realized, like, saxophone was a cornerstone of the gay community. You know? But in my defense, I've never once had a gay guy come up to me and be like, I like two things, okay? Hard cock and smooth jazz. So when I graduated, I joined the United States Marine Corps. Thank you. You don't have to cheer. I didn't do much. Signed a few papers. I did let an 80-year-old man look directly inside my butthole while I did a duck walk, to then find out he never worked for the government. So I was like, did you ever actually babysit in the 90s in East Texas? But I did. I joined the Marines because I was like, man, I got to do something that'll toughen me up. You know, I got to go someplace that'll make a man out of me. I got to go someplace where no one can ever call me gay again. Right? I went to the gayest place on earth. Immediately when I got there, they were like, all right, Morgan, we're going to strip your clothes off. We're going to go put you in this weird conga line of 40 other naked men that they aptly named Nut to Butt. And for those of you who are not laughing, let me paint you a picture. So if you're a good person, your hand's covering your crotch, right? Not much you can do about the South Side. But you're all in just this weird conga line like this. And you're all praying the same prayer, too. You know, just God, my Lord and Savior, if you're real and you do love me, don't let me get hard. So I'm an atheist. Thank you guys so much. I'm Michael Morgan.